Hi everybody, this is Flavia and welcome to another Christmas all year round edition. In today's video, we are going to be creating Christmas note cards in the shape of an envelope featuring a few products from Spellbinder's Envelope of Wonder collection. This is an outstanding collection with many different sets that we can use to create note cards for many different occasions. I love the die sets included in this collection so much that this is actually my third video featuring products from the Envelope of Wonder collection. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the die sets that I will be using today. This first one is the Envelope of Wonder die set. This is actually the main set of this collection with lots of plate to cut out flowers and leaves, as well as an envelope and a tag where we can stamp a sentiment later. What is also great about this set is that there is a metal plate that we can use to cut out pop-up mechanisms in two different sizes that we can glue in the back of a few die cuts in case we want to add dimension to our projects. The main concept with this collection is to create an envelope stuffed with mementos of your favorite seasons. So with this main die set, we can fill up the envelope with beautiful blooms and leaves. I think that this is perfect for many different occasions such as Mother's Day, Get Well note cards, and many more. And the great thing about this collection is that Spellbinders also released other die sets that we can combine with this one to create note cards for a few other occasions. So today, along with the Envelope of Wonder die set, I will also be using this one. This is the Christmas Wonder die set. If you have been watching me for a while, you know that Christmas is my favorite holiday and I was so excited when I saw this die set. With this set, we get metal plates that we can use to create a Christmas present, a gingerbread, Christmas ornaments, candy cane, acorn, two types of candy, a Christmas bell, poinsettias, and Christmas berries. Let's begin by assembling the die-cut pieces. I will be using the Bearly Art Glue, which is a strong liquid adhesive that dries clear. I transfer my liquid adhesive to this needle tip bottle, so I have more control over the amount that I'm applying. However, if I make a mistake and apply too much adhesive, I will simply tap it off on this piece of paper towel that I have on the top right corner. I also think it is very helpful to use a pair of self-lock tweezers to hold the small or intricate die-cut pieces. I feel that it keeps my hands from getting in the way and I can perfectly see where I'm positioning the die-cut piece. Since I have lots of white cardstock scraps and I do like adding dimension to my note cards, I also die cut all of these pieces out of white cardstock, and I will stack about 3 pieces of white die cuts before adding the colored cardstock on top. This step is definitely optional and you can skip it if you want to. At the end of this video, I will give you a closer look at all of the note cards that I was able to create today, and I will show you another note card that I created without stacking the die cut pieces so you can see the difference. What I love about die sets like this with small plates is that it gives us the opportunity to use up our cardstock scraps. As you might know, this hobby of ours can be expensive, and because of that, I never let anything go to waste. So in my craft room, I have drawers designated for cardstock scraps, and I love when once in a while a die set like this gives me the opportunity to use them up. If you happen to not have the color of cardstock that you need, remember that we can always die cut it out of white cardstock and make it any color that you need by simply coloring the white die cuts with markers or even ink blending over them. To create the gingerbread cookie, there is no assembly needed, and we have this one metal plate that will cut out a whole piece. However, because I wanted to add some dimension, I die cut it twice. Once out of a brown cardstock by Spellbinders and another piece out of white cardstock scrap. Because I wanted to make his eyes black and glossy, I applied Nuvo drops over the eyes area on this white cardstock. I know that this white die-cut gingerbread looks more like a little monster since I made a big mess with the Nuvo drops, but that is not gonna be a problem at all because once the Nuvo drops has completely dried, I will glue the brown gingerbread die-cut on top and it's gonna be very neat and nobody will ever know. Okay crafters, so now that I have all of my die-cut pieces ready, I can go ahead and start filling up this envelope with my favorite Christmas mementos. To create this envelope-shaped note card, I used that envelope metal plate included in the Envelope of Wonder die set. I die-cut it out of a 5x7 card base, offsetting the metal plate just a little bit, so I would end up with two connected pieces that I can use as a card base. Since I've shown that on my last two videos, I will skip it for this one to save you some time. However, if you've missed it, I will link it in the description box down below so you can check it out later. Here is a closer look at a metal plate included in the main Envelope of Wonder die set. This metal plate is meant to be used to create pop-up mechanisms in two different sizes. The metal plate not only cut out the pieces, but also leave engraved marks on the cardstock indicating where we should fold it. So basically we're gonna fold following all of the score lines on the cardstock and then glue the ends together to create rectangular shaped pop-up mechanisms. As you can see, this pop-up mechanism can easily be flattened, which means that it will not be a problem if we need to place this envelope shaped note card inside an envelope. So I decided to add the pop-up mechanism in the back of one gingerbread cookie, and later I will also add pop-up mechanisms in the back of an acorn and a Christmas bell. Since I prefer the fuller look, I will stuff this envelope with as many die-cut pieces as I can, overlapping them just a little bit. There is no right or wrong on this step, and you can add as many or as little pieces as you prefer. To adhere the die-cut pieces to this envelope, I will use strong liquid adhesive, and in the back of a few die cuts, I will also add foam adhesive, so some of them have a little bit more dimension than others. For the sentiment, I will be using a stamp included in this Envelope of Wonder sentiment stamp set. However, if you own a beta press, know that Spellbinders also released a plate and die set for this collection. Using black pigment ink, I stamped the sentiment Christmas wishes enclosed on a piece of white die-cut tag. I used a pigment ink so I could add clear embossing powder on top and heat set it just to make the sentiment glossy. Just like I did with all of the other die cuts, I will also stack a few die cut tags for dimension. Let me now give you a closer look at the completed note card and 2 extra ones. Notice that the gingerbread as well as the acorn and the Christmas bell has a little bit more dimension than the other die cuts thanks to that pop-up mechanism. I added flat back silver beads to the Christmas presents bowls as well as the gingerbread buttons. To add a little bit of shimmer to the acorn as well as the Christmas presents bowls, I went over these die cut pieces with a shimmer pen. This next blue envelope note card is the one that I created without stacking die cuts. So all of these die cuts have one layer only, but I did add the pop-up mechanism in the back of the golden bell and in the back of the gingerbread. Here is the pink and red Christmas note card. I absolutely love this color combo for Christmas note cards. This note card has a lot of sparkle thanks to the silver, holographic and glitter cardstock. So this is all that I have for you today, and I hope you enjoyed this video and felt inspired. If you're interested, there is a supply list of all products used in the description box down below. I will also have links to my previous videos where I show you more note card ideas featuring products from this collection. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel so you do not miss the next one. I appreciate you watching this video until the end, and if you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for helping this channel grow. I appreciate all the love and supportive comments. Take care and happy crafting!